Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Deja Vu here bringing another StarCraft commentary. This is from round 2 once again of the Pro League, and it is going to be SKT1 versus Ace, who is not the lowest team on the totem pole this year. So far, it is Team 8 struggling, despite having players like Jaedong and C, struggling to get out of that cellar. So they're on the bottom, and it looks like STX and Air Force Ace kind of are the next two down. And then Woongjin Stars and Samson Khan in the middle there. So that's the standings right now. But Ace has been looking really good this year. Firebet Hero winning a lot of games. You've seen this first game we're going to see Great over here in red. And he's actually been playing pretty well. Cal's won a couple games recently. Piano's played well this year. So, you know, they're actually looking pretty good here. In Pro League, it's pretty shocking actually, consider how well they're really playing. The fact that they already have like 4 wins or so in Pro League, so they're doing pretty well. On the other side for SKT1, of course, they are at or near the top of Pro League. I can never remember where they are right now per se. I'll go check that, see if they're actually winning right now, or if they're in like second place to CJ or something like that. But either way, they are at or near the top right now. Certainly will be in the running again for another Pro League championship. But they are not sending out one of their big guns. They are sending out a Zerg. It is going to be Alone is his name. Alone. I think he might have some other aliases. Let's go see what the other alias he has. This is no. Han Princess is the only other alias. So yeah, it's Alone. In yellow on the left side. Don't know if you've ever seen him before, but we've got a pool first build coming from Alone, and we've got a much later pool coming in here from Great. Will it be a 12 pool, or will we be seeing a 12 hatch? That will be the question. It looks like it's going to be a 12 pool, which is going to favor him strongly. It's just looking that way. You haven't seen the drone go out yet. Where is it? That is a 12 pool with the gas. So this build is actually going to favor Great pretty solidly here. He's going to have a later pool, but there's going to be no time really for Alone to really get his Zerglings over there to do too much damage. Great should be able to defend this pretty competently and as well as get a couple drones ahead. So he should be pretty comfortable heading into the mid game as long as he doesn't have any big micro errors. Unfortunately, that is a problem for a lot of Ace players. Is those micro errors, you know, with the 1/3 practice time or whatever that they have compared to their fellow programmers. Of course, it is going to be difficult to maintain that. And we've got a drone sneaking around the back here. It looks like that might be for a scout or a hidden base. We'll have to see what that is for Great. Whether he's going to hide a base over there, or if he's like trying to scout out the 12 o'clock position or something like that. And he's actually throwing up a creep colony as well. So he's actually going to take that hidden base up there at the top right. So this is a very creative play coming here from Great. Alone with that Overlord about to scout everything out. I think he's going to have an idea that something's not right here. There's something that's not entirely clicking here for Alone as he's looking at this. He's got to be a little suspicious right now. Why is there a creep colony before any Zerglings are out there? Is that, you know, it just doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. So I think Alone's going to be a little bit wary here, not really sure what's going on. But Great if he can get away with it. It's going to be a while until Mutalisks are out, of course. So he could be able to get away with it and really start reaping the economic benefits there from that top right base. Once it gets running here. And for Alone, it looks like right now he's just going to try and box Great in and just try and hold him in there, bottleneck him, get his map control rolling, and see if he can try and do some damage with that map control. Maybe hide some Zerglings for when Great finally does do his push out. Maybe he can try and sneak some Zerglings in. That is a very common tactic on all maps, but on this one as well, I think that is a possibility. If he can take, you know, 4 or 6 Zerglings and just hide them in a corner, and then as soon as Great pushes out, just retreat with the Zerglings, then come in with that second force and try and get some drone kills. Of course, that sunken colony is a little less effective, but if you can still get a couple drone kills, it can end up swinging the war in your favor. Looks like Alone is going to finally take his natural expansion as well. Great sees this all happening. So Great's going to have his base up earlier. It's going to be very difficult for Great to protect. If Alone can find it, Great's going to have a huge problem protecting that once the Mutafight starts. And we're not really going to have a huge ground battle here. Doesn't look like at all. We're going to go straight into the air, and it's going to be mostly an air fight. And if Alone can find that base, I think Great's going to really struggle. I mean, he's not enough ahead economically to really be able to afford putting down a couple spore colonies up there and evolution chamber and all of that. Just doesn't really have that, and is not that far ahead. So he's going to really struggle if that's detected. Great trying to play some micro games, unable to do so to try and bust out here. And is he going to try again? He actually has less Zerglings, so this is really not a good idea for Great. He actually has less Zerglings, so if he does this too many times and he actually weakens too many of his Zerglings, it could actually end up allowing Alone to bust through his Zergling wall. So he's got to be really careful with that. at this stage. And it looks like we got a drone coming out for Alone as well, going to try and take his second geyser. Of course, going to get that second gas going, allow yourself to get a ton more Mutalisks out. And there it goes, and Alone's going to actually have his gas up earlier than Great. So despite having that hidden hatchery, that earlier hatchery going down, because Alone's able to do drone transfers, he's actually going to start mining his gas a little bit earlier. But if it remains hidden there in the top right, he will, of course, be able to mine without any problems and without any issues at all, which would be really, really nice for him. And Alone trying to bust through here, not able to do so, and Alone with a ton of Scourge, looking to pick off Mutalisks as they pop. Oh, what is going to come out? Oh, this could be so bad. Oh no, Great, please don't pop Mutalisks. This could be so bad. Oh, I don't even want to watch. If they are Mutalisks, oh my. There goes one of them. Only one of them goes down. That could have been so much worse. Only one goes down, so Great getting a little bit lucky there, but wow, could that have been absolutely, that could have been absolutely terrible for Great there. It's still bad, don't get me wrong, it's still bad, but that could have been even worse. And there comes a Mutalisk coming from an odd position, so Alone now knows that there's something weird going on, and Great unable to micro, gonna lose his Mutalisk, and that looks like, this looks like it's gonna be the beginning of the end for Great. He's losing Mutalisk already. He's eating Scourge, and he is in full retreat mode right now, and this is not looking good at all for him. It looks like another Scourge landed, and Great is just in huge trouble right now. And now that Great has basically been forced to reveal his reinforcement path with those Mutalisk, I'm sure Alone knows exactly where that other base is, and he's going to be able to really put the pressure on Great. If he can get his Mutalisk into the middle of the map, he can really attack two places equally fast. And what is Great going to do? He's got to pick one spot to defend, or he's just got to try and fight, but he's behind in Mutalisk, so it's really, really tough for Great right now. You know, I think Alone needs to make a mistake for Great to really get back into this. If this game goes the way it's going and just status quo is maintained, just tactically Great is just in just a far more difficult position because his hatchery is so far away, his second base is so far away, it's going to be so hard for him to defend that it just ends up being a real difficult spot for him. The advantage of having that hatchery there, though, is that it does keep it basically immune to Zerglings. So if Great can try and mix in some Zerglings, he can try and do that, and that could actually end up being pretty good, but it just doesn't look like he has a Larva Despair as Mutalisk just picked off one of Great's Overlords. And here we go, looks like we're going to get in here for the big engagement, and Great has no Scourge, and he's got very, very few Mutalisks, and that is going to be game as soon as GG comes in. There is no coming back from this. Even if all those Scourge land for Great, it doesn't matter. Alone is just so far ahead, and yeah, this should be GG any moment now. Great unable to take advantage of his hidden hatchery. Actually, really just did not get much of an advantage out of that hidden hatchery at all. I thought it was a little creative, unique play, but not able to get much out of it at all. Alone just sticking to his guns, playing perfectly, and getting the win here for SKT1. So first set goes to Alone of SKT1, taking set 1 and giving SKT1 the lead. So I'll see you guys all in the second set. It's going to be Best versus Cal on Ground Zero. I'll see you all there.